let's study about ionic bonding. So a bond or a connection or a joining between two ions is called an ionic bond. Okay, so how does this happen? Let's take a look. We'll take an example of our regular common salt. Can you guys tell me what is inside, or what is a regular common salt made of?
NaCl.
Very good. Yes.
Sodium
So our
chloride.
common salt is an example of,
Sodium chloride.
yes, very good. So this is an example of an ionic bond. Okay. So what does that mean? So inside this, inside NaCl, what is happening is NaCl is basically Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. They are coming together to form NaCl, which is our common salt that we use for cooking food. Now, we know that sodium has an atomic number 11. Okay, sodium has atomic number 11. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. So according to octet rule, it has to lose this one electron. So its valency is +1. Similarly, chlorine has atomic number 17. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 7, meaning it has to gain one electron. And because it gains one electron, its valency is -1. Now, this sodium has lost one electron and chlorine needs one electron. So what happens? This sodium, let's say, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw dots around each of these atoms. With these dots represent the number of valence electrons in each of these atoms. So number of valence electrons in sodium is just 1. Meaning what? Valence electrons meaning electrons in the valence shell. Electrons in the valence shell meaning electrons in the outermost shell. There is just 1 electron in the outermost shell in sodium. So I'm just going to write that with a dot. In chlorine, there are 7 electrons in the outermost shell. So I'm going to put 7 dots. Okay. Now, I know that sodium gives off this 1 electron. So it gives away this 1 electron and chlorine has to get 1 more electron. So what happened? Sodium gives away this 1 electron to chlorine and now chlorine has taken this 1 electron. Now, because sodium has given away this electron, it has now acquired positive charge and chlorine has taken this electron, so it has acquired negative charge. So sodium is a positively charged ion and chlorine is a negatively charged ion. What do we know about charges? Like charges repel and unlike charges attract. Do you guys know that?
Ma'am, it's just like magnetism, ma'am. Unlike poles attract and like poles repel.
Exactly. So unlike charges will attract each other and they end up forming a bond, which is what you see as NaCl. Is that clear to you guys?
Ma'am,
Yes.
so here you said that like sodium has a positive charge and chloride has negative charge. Ma'am, so when they both like attract and they form a bond, ma'am, then what the charge of NaCl become negative?
No. So the charge of NaCl will become, it'll cancel out. So that is called as the cross multiplication rule. Let me explain that. So Na plus meaning +1. Cl minus meaning -1. Okay. So this will cross multiply. These will cross multiply and you'll end up getting NaCl. With this one will come over here and this particular one will come over here. So NaCl. Let me give you another example so you'll understand it better. Yes.
Ma'am, so whenever the the positive charge of Na and the negative charge of Cl attract, ma'am, so the signs get cancelled out.
Yes, the signs get cancelled out. Excellent. Yes.
Ma'am, so does that mean that the signs don't matter no matter which charge they are?
Yes.
Charge
That is right.
don't matter.
Yes. So always whenever you have an ionic bond forming, Bhavya, can you mute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So whenever you have an ionic bond forming, the ionic bond will always form between a positive charge and a negative charge all the time. Okay.
Ma'am, so is it only in the case of NaCl or any compound? Is it like that, or any
Any
ion?
compound. So I'm going to give you some more examples so you understand. Okay. Let's look at more examples. For
Okay.
example, let's take Mg and Cl. Okay. Can you tell me what is the valency of magnesium?
Ma'am, atomic number
12.
12. Ma'am, 282
Okay. So plus 2.
plus 2. Yeah.
Okay. Cl is minus 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Ma'am,
what
what were
happens
you talking
when
about?
I'm giving you more examples of ionic bonds. Okay, so magnesium and chloride, magnesium ion and chloride ion, how do they form a bond? So what happens is these cross multiply and I end up getting Mg. This minus 1, or just take the number, don't take the sign, ends up coming over here, and this 2 ends up coming over here. So you end up getting Mg2 plus Cl minus, you end up getting MgCl2. This is called as magnesium chloride. Now, so we have understood. Okay, wait. So did everybody understand? If you have understood, answer the poll as yes. If you have not understood, answer the poll as no.
Mom, just it out.
Yes, Sarna.
So, ma'am, you wrote that magnesium 2 plus chloride minus.
Yes.
So, ma'am, how is it magnesium chloride 2? Like, that's my doubt. Why can't it be magnesium 2 and chloride?
Very good. So tell me, how many electrons does magnesium have to give away in order to attain octet rule? 2. So that means how many electrons does chlorine need in order to attain octet rule?
1.
2. Oh, 1. Yeah.
1. Now I know magnesium has to give away 2, but chlorine only wants 1. So what do I need to do? I need to bring one more chlorine so that the second electron of magnesium can be taken away by 2 chlorines. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
No, ma'am, I did not understand
Ma'am,
that.
but why is it in the back? Okay, now I understood.
Understood?
So, after the chlorine adds one more, like when it needs one more, that's why it's magnesium Cl2, like magnesium chloride 2.
Okay, I'll explain it one more time because a lot of students did not get it. So let me do that once more. What I'm explaining now. Okay, so magnesium atomic number is 12. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 2. So if I write down magnesium using dots, so also one more thing I want to tell you is whenever I represent something with dots like this, using their valence electrons, representing those electrons around the symbol of the atom, such a structure is called as the Lewis dot structure. Okay, so I'm just going to write that down. So the first scientist to discover this was not discover, to invent this was Lewis. So this structure is named after him and it is called as the Lewis dot structure.
Ma'am, just got confused. Is the Vesper theory by him?
Who?
Vesper theory.
What is the theory?
I can't explain.
Okay, so I am not. Can you type it? Like, what is the spelling? Like, can you type it?
I think it's VSPER.
Vesper. Okay, I am not sure. I just don't remember it. Vesper theory. Hold on, let me take it down. And also make sure, can you ask me this on the app so that I
Okay,
remember?
ma'am, just now I'll type it.
Okay, thank you. All right, so that will really help me if you type it on the app. All right, so magnesium. So I'm just going to write the Lewis dot structure of magnesium. So the Lewis dot structure of magnesium is 2 dots because there are 2 valence electrons. Now, similarly, I'll draw the Lewis dot structure for chlorine. Chlorine has atomic number 17. Its electronic configuration is 287. So Lewis dot structure of chlorine. Okay. Now what happens when I take magnesium? Okay, now magnesium needs to give away these 2 electrons in order to be stable. So the first electron will go into chlorine. Now chlorine has 8 electrons and magnesium becomes Mg plus. It has given away 1 electron to this chlorine. Okay, so now this chlorine has become Cl minus. So now what happens? This is Mg plus it has 1 extra electron, right? Because out of the 2 electrons, I have only given away 1 electron. Now Cl minus, this has 8 electrons. This has how many electrons now? 1 electron in its outermost shell. It has 1 electron in its outermost shell. This has 8 electrons in its outermost shell. So this chlorine is complete. It is satisfying octet rule. But this magnesium is not yet satisfying its octet rule. So what do I need to do? I need to bring in one more chlorine. Okay, so I'll bring in one more chlorine and I'll draw the Lewis dot structure of that chlorine. And I'll make this other electron go into this other chlorine. So that now magnesium can be Mg2 plus, and this chlorine will be Cl minus as it is, and this other chlorine which has just come in will be again Cl minus, and that will give me 1 magnesium and 2 chlorine. Right? There are 2 chlorines. So 2 chlorines. Does that make sense?
Ma'am, this feels a lot more complicated.
Is that more complicated?
Yes, ma'am, I feel it so.
All right. So let me first draw magnesium atom. Okay. So this is the magnesium atom. And the magnesium atom has 2 electrons in the outermost shell that it needs to give away. Okay. Now, it needs to give away those 2 electrons to something, anything that is willing to take those 2 electrons, it needs to give away. Chlorine, we know, is willing to take electrons because chlorine requires 1 electron. So what chlorine will do? Chlorine will come here. Chlorine will come here. This chlorine requires 1 electron. All chlorines require 1 electron, right? Because the electronic configuration of chlorine is 287. So any one chlorine atom can only take 1 electron. It cannot take more than 1 electron. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just draw chlorine, the valence electrons of all the chlorines.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now we know that this chlorine number 1 requires 1 electron. Chlorine number 2 also requires 1 electron. Magnesium has to give away 2 electrons, but it cannot give away those 2 electrons to the same chlorine, right? Because chlorine can only accept 1 electron. So what magnesium has to do, it has to find 2 chlorine atoms to give 1 electron to each. So this and this goes to this. That is why now magnesium has lost 2 electrons, so it becomes Mg2 plus. This chlorine has gained 2 electrons. This chlorine has gained 1 electron, so it becomes Cl minus. This chlorine has also gained 1 electron, so it becomes Cl minus. Now when I add these up, I end up getting MgCl2. Why? Because there is only 1 magnesium atom, but there are 2 chlorine atoms, right?
Okay, ma'am, understood. Thank you.
No problem.
Ma'am, I did not understand what you explained at all.
Okay, Bhavya, hold up. I want to know.
Ma'am?
Yes, Unmana?
Ma'am, I didn't get how Cl turned Cl minus.
Okay, what happens when you gain an electron, Unmana?
Ma'am, the sign is negative.
Yes. So if chlorine has gained an electron from magnesium, it has gained 1 electron, right?
Yes, ma'am, I got it now.
You understood? Okay. Okay, guys. So I want to know who all have not understood so that I can explain. So if you have understood, say yes. If you have not understood, say no. Okay. All right. So Bhavya, Karthik, and Syed, I need you guys to interact with me in this next, what I'm going to explain now. I need your interaction. Yes, Priscilla.
Ma'am, I have doubts which are not in the chapters which we have. So what shall I select chapter?
You can just say language of chemistry or something. Pick anything. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right. Yes, Bhavya.
Sorry, ma'am, nothing. I call you by mistake.
Okay. All right. So, Bhavya and Syed, I need you guys to interact with me as I'm explaining this. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So let us start with NaCl. Okay. So let us look at NaCl. What is the atomic number of sodium?
I don't remember.
11. Okay. What is the electronic configuration?
281.
281. Very good. Chlorine. What is the electronic configuration? Atomic number 7.
17.
287.
Excellent. Okay. What is it? Magnesium, atomic number 12. Electronic configuration?
282.
2.
Excellent. Very good, guys. Now, valency. Sodium.
Ma'am, sodium +1.
Chlorine.
Chlorine, I think it's
Minus 1.
Very good. Magnesium.
+2.
+2.
Do you understand, Syed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So valency is +2, -1, and 1. Okay. Now let's take a look at the Lewis dot structure. So the Lewis dot structure is nothing but how many ever electrons I have in the outermost shell. I'll represent that as dots. Okay, that's all.
Ma'am,
Nothing
so
more.
the valence electrons.
Yeah, just the valence electrons I'll put as dots. So for Na, Lewis dot structure is just 1 dot. For chlorine, it is 7 dots.
Okay.
And I can write these 7 dots wherever I want. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Ma'am,
Alright.
I thought that was like the ma'am, what is the first shell? K shell, right?
Yeah.
Ma'am, so I thought that you were drawing the electrons which are there on the K shell.
No. Lewis dot structure is always for the valence electrons. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Magnesium has 2 valence electrons, so the Lewis dot structure is 2 dots. Now, if I want to see the reaction between NaCl, Na has 1 dot, Cl has 7 dots. Okay. How many electrons does chlorine need in order to be stable?
Ma'am, what? I didn't understand.
How many electrons does chlorine require in order to be stable?
1.
1. Sayed, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So chlorine requires 1 electron and sodium needs to give away that 1 electron. So what does sodium do? It gives off this 1 electron to chlorine. Okay. So once sodium has given away its electron to chlorine, then what happens? Sodium becomes Na plus and chlorine has taken that electron. So now chlorine becomes Cl
Minus.
Okay. Did you understand, Syed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So this Na plus and Cl minus, they come together because they are oppositely charged and they form a bond and the compound is called NaCl. Okay. Now
Ma'am,
yes.
Ma'am, when sodium gives away the 1 electron it has, ma'am, how will it have any charge? Like it does not have any electrons or it will have protons, right?
Excellent. Yes.
Okay.
It will have 1 more proton than the number of electrons. That is why it has a charge.
Okay, ma'am. So if sodium has 1 electron and it gives away that, so it has 2 protons, right?
Sorry?
Ma'am, like if it has 1 electron, ma'am, so the protons it will have is 2.
No, sodium has 11 electrons totally.
Oh, then 12. Sorry. Oh, I was talking about magnesium.
Oh, magnesium. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Did you understand? Okay. All right. So now let us look at magnesium. Magnesium has 2 electrons, right? I'm just going to draw 1 electron here and 1 electron here. Now, chlorine requires only 1 electron, but magnesium wants to give away 2 electrons. So it can give 1 electron to this chlorine, but what will it do with this electron? Where will that go? Syed? Bhavya, are you guys there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so where will that second electron go?
Ma'am, I didn't listen. Sorry, what were you telling? Oh, magnesium.
Yeah, for magnesium, one of the electrons will go to chlorine. Where will the other electron go?
Ma'am, it will go to its top.
No, so it has to go somewhere else, right? See, in sodium and chlorine, sodium is giving its one electron, it's going to chlorine. What is happening in magnesium? One of its electron is going to chlorine. What about the other electron?
Ma'am, I have a doubt, especially
Ma'am,
on this.
it's gonna get cut. Like it will get cancelled.
No,
Like-
it will not. Hold on. Yes, Priscilla, what is your doubt?
Ma'am, we learned that the weight of electron is negligible.
Yes,
So it is basically, it doesn't have any mass.
correct.
So it's not part of matter. It is not matter because it doesn't have mass. And it doesn't occupy space.
It does occupy space and it does have mass, but for our calculation purposes, we assume that it is massless, but it does have mass.
Then if it is massless, it doesn't even hardly take a centimeter also. Why doesn't the electron stay in the air?
What?
Like when magnesium chloride is formed, why doesn't the second electron just remain in the air?
Why doesn't the second electron just remain in the air? Okay, because how will the so there is, you require some amount of energy to pull out this electron, and that electron has to go somewhere. It can't just remain in the air because that is unstable, right? It is a charge that is floating around, will always be unstable. It will try to attract to something or the other.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. So, Bhavya,
Yes, ma'am.
so magnesium has 2 electrons in its outermost shell.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the electron is going to this chlorine atom. The other electron will go to one more chlorine atom.
Oh, yeah. Like 2 chlorine atoms will come.
Yes. So this
Okay.
electron will go to one more chlorine atom. So now this will be Mg2 plus. Why?
Ma'am, because it lost 2 electrons.
Very good. It lost 2 electrons, so this becomes Mg2 plus. This chlorine gained 1 electron, so it will become Cl minus. This chlorine also gained 1 electron, so it becomes Cl minus. So now this ends up becoming MgCl2. Why? Because there are 2 chlorines and there is only 1 magnesium.
Okay. Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, so in chlorine, ma'am, before we like magnesium gives the 2 electrons, ma'am, chlorine will have how many? It will have 17, right? Sorry, 7, right? 7 electrons, right?
In its outermost shell.
Yeah,
Only
in its outermost shell. So,
Yes.
like in the Lewis dot structure, in that case, so we have to put 7 dots.
Yes.
Ma'am, so how will the second chlorine also get 7?
Because chlorine always has 7 dots.
Oh, okay.
No matter how many, if I have 100 chlorine atoms also, all of those 100 chlorine atoms will only have 7 dots, because all of them have atomic number 17 and all of them have electronic configuration 287 and all of them have valence electron 7.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Okay. Syed, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. All right. So this was ionic bond. And if you guys notice, there is something special about an ionic bond. An ionic bond is always formed between a metal and a non-metal. So sodium is a metal. So here's the thing. Let us look at the periodic table. Okay. Hold on. All right. So let us look at the periodic table. If you look at the periodic table, on the left hand side, you see light blue, boxes. So all of these boxes on the left hand side, they are called metals. Okay. And if you notice, all of them, except hydrogen, everything else over here is a metal. Okay. So that is an exception. But lithium, beryllium, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, all of these are metals. So all of these, if you notice, they all have valency 1. They all lose 1 electron. Okay. And beryllium will lose, magnesium will lose 2 electrons, calcium 2, so on, 2. Clear? Yeah, so I was talking about metals. And so everything that you see over here in blue, light blue, right? So these are all metals except hydrogen. These are all metals. Okay. Over here, everything that you see towards this side, these are all non-metals. Okay. These are noble gases and these are heavy metals. Okay, so these are heavy metals, and if you notice, ionic bonds are always formed between metals and non-metals. Okay, ionic bonds are always formed between metals and non-metals. For example, we saw NaCl. So Na, if you notice, is over here. Cl, if you notice, is in the non-metal side. And magnesium, MgCl2, magnesium is again over here, and Cl2 is again over here. All right. So by the way, guys, this aluminum is a metal. All right. And there are metalloids over here. Metalloids are nothing but elements which have properties that are a mixture of both metals and non-metals. Okay. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next class.